Welcome to the exercise portion of the Maternix Postpartum Recovery Program. Through these 5 weeks of exercises, we're going to start off with regaining mobility and working on our breath, and then progressing week by week up to agility and more dynamic exercises, which will prepare you for more exercises, including running and returning to high impact activity. These exercises have been specifically designed to stretch out areas that typically get tight and to strengthen areas that can be hard to connect with postpartum. These exercises can be done after vaginal or C-section delivery. You can progress through these exercises on a week-to-week basis if you are able, but if you find that one week is more challenging than the other ones, then definitely feel free to stick with that week for an extra few weeks before you're ready to progress. Feelings of stretching and fatigue during exercising is normal, but you should not feel acute pain. If you do, try and pull back and regress the exercise, and you can progress it as you become stronger throughout the weeks. Additionally, if you feel any pelvic heaviness or the need to urinate, or if you're leaking at all, it means that you're not managing the pressure in your canister or your core very well, and we need to build up that strength before you progress to that exercise. So always listen to your body while you're exercising, and again, if you have any questions, please reach out to me. Thanks again for taking the course, and I hope you enjoyed this routine. Our first exercise is just going to address the neck. So it's just going to stretch out our neck. We're going to start with a half circle neck stretch, and then we're going to go all the way around really slowly. Don't push into pain. If there's pain in any areas of this neck roll, then just come out of it a little bit and your range will get better with practice. So we're going to start bringing our ear towards our shoulder, rolling all the way down, and then bring that right ear to the shoulder, and then we're going to go back the way we came. We're going to do that twice more. So the neck can get really sore, especially during the first few months postpartum as you start to breast or bottle feed. And back towards the start. And now we're going to do a full circle. So down to the front, ear to shoulder, and then look up towards the ceiling, roll backwards. Nice and slow. Bring that other ear to shoulder. We're going to do one more in this direction. Go really slowly. Go slower than what you think slow is. The slower you go, the more benefit you'll get out of it. All the way around. Feeling the stretch through the whole neck. And then we'll go back the other way. So I'm going to bring my right ear to my right shoulder, all the way down. Left ear to left shoulder, and then rolling all the way back. And down again, all the way around to the left. Try to leave your shoulders out of it. If they're hunched up, try and bring your neck back a bit so that the shoulders can relax. Nice and slow. And feel free to do as many of those as you need. The neck can get really stiff and really sore through those first few months. So doing those frequently will be really helpful. The next exercise is the cat-cow exercise that you may have already done in yoga or something like that. So on hands and knees, knees hip width apart, pushing the ground away from you to engage those shoulder blades. From here, we're going to push the ground away, come up into an angry cat, and then reversing it down into that cow, looking up, really letting those hips flare open, tucking that tail under, coming back into the cat and into the cow. Inhale as you come up. Exhale as you come down. Sorry, I'm going to reverse that. So we're going to inhale here, and then exhale as we push the ground away, coming into that cat. One more here. Inhale as we come down, flare that pelvis, and then up. Now we're going to come into a neutral position, and we're just going to use our pelvis so that we can feel those lower abs engaging for this one. So instead of going up and down through the whole back, we're just going to tuck our pelvis like a reverse crunch and then flare it back. So on the inhale, we're going to come down, and then on the exhale, just tuck the pelvis. So you're not using that upper back, You're just tucking the pelvis. And exhale, tuck. We'll do 3 more here. Basically doing pelvic tilts here. Last one, inhale. And try and get those abs to do it instead of squeezing your bum. So it can be really easy to squeeze your bum here, but I want you to try and do it with those lower abdominals. And if you've had a C-section, this might be hard to feel right now, but the more you do this, the more that those muscles are going to jump back in. The next exercise is child's pose. Again, you may have done this in a yoga class already. So we're going to come onto our hands and knees, take our knees a little bit further than hip width apart, feet together, and we're just going to rest our hips back onto our heels, getting a nice stretch through that back body. We're going to hold it here for 10 seconds. And in this position, I want you to breathe. And as you inhale, I want you to think of your pelvic floor and relax the pelvic floor. Let it relax and open behind you. 2 more breaths here. Last one. And now we're going to go over to the side. So bring your hands over to one side of the mat and reach over to that side, feeling that side body stretch. We're going to take 3 breaths here. Remembering to relax that pelvic floor. Feeling that back body expand with your breath. And then we're going to reach over to the opposite side. We're getting a nice deep stretch there through that opposite side body. Using that breath to stretch it out. And if one side feels tighter than the other, then just spend a few more seconds on that tight side. The next one we're going to take from lying on our side. So lie onto one side and you can support your head with your hand, or you can use a pillow under your head. I'm going to take my top knee and bring it over my bottom knee and then hook my foot under my bottom shin. And this is going to lock up my low back so that when I do this twisting exercise, I'm getting it through my mid back and not my low back. So we're going to have our hands starting out in front of us just like this. We're going to take a nice big inhale. And then on the exhale, I want you to open up and reach behind you. Getting a nice stretch through that mid back. Inhale, come back. We'll do 4 more on this side. 2. 3. We have 2 more. Try not to make your shoulder do most of the movement. The arm is just following the back. So it's all in the back. Your arm shouldn't look like this. It's not a shoulder stretch. It's a mid back stretch. 2. Last one. And 1. And then we're going to flip over and do the same thing on the opposite side. So taking that top knee, placing it over the bottom one, and then hooking your foot so that you lock up that low back. Arms out in front of you. Inhale. And exhale, reach. You might feel a few cracks in there. That's okay. Inhale, come back. We'll have 4 more. 3. 2 more. 2. And 1. And that's going to feel really good after these few weeks or months when you've been breastfeeding or bottle feeding. For this next exercise, we're going to target the adductor muscles or the inner groin muscles. So coming down onto the floor on your hands and knees, one leg straight out to the side. And from here, what we're going to do is we're just going to rock back and forth, stretching out those adductors. This should not be painful, so if it's too much, bring your foot back in, and to increase the stretch, you can take your foot farther out. So we're going to do 2 more rock backs on this side. So that's 5 total. And then we're just going to do 3, turning our toe up towards the ceiling to get a bit of a hamstring stretch. So same movement, but you're rocking your toe up towards the ceiling. 2 and 1. And we're just going to switch over and do it on the opposite side. Foot out towards the side. And we're going to rock back for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then we're going to do 3 with our toe pointing up towards the ceiling. 3. That's going to take it into our hamstring. 2 and 1. And if one side feels tighter than the other, then just spend a few more seconds, few more sets or reps on that tighter side. The last one is for upper body, shoulder, and upper back mobility, which again, like I've said, gets really tight. So we're going to lie on our back with our feet flat on the floor, knees bent comfortably, arms out to the side like goalposts. And from here, we're going to inhale. And then on the exhale, you're going to reach up behind you, pulling those ribs down so that you're not allowing your chest to flare. You're keeping them down, pointing towards your hip bones on the exhale. Slide them back down. We're going to do 10 here. 9, 8 more. 8, 7. And if this is uncomfortable for your shoulders at all, then just hover them off the ground more than flat. They don't have to be totally flat on the ground to get the benefit of this exercise. And then as you become more mobile, they will get closer and closer to the floor. We'll do 2 more. Great. So even though that's a mid-back stretch, you're also getting some core engagement by using that breath to keep your ribs down. Thanks for joining me for the Maternix Postpartum Recovery Program. I hope these exercises were helpful and that you can continue doing them in the weeks to come. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out to me via the membership page or at my email info@maternix.ca. You can use these exercises in conjunction with other exercise routines, but they are meant to take you from early postpartum into whatever activities you do want to get back to. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for taking the course.